The DA has filed papers in the North Gauteng High Court to stop the state from paying Jacob Zuma's legal fees. Zuma has used over 15 million rands to fight legal battles. President Cyril Ramaphosa announced the decision to fund Zuma's court bill was taken because the acts he allegedly committed took place while he was in the employ of government. eNCA's Michael Appel joins us now in studio. Good evening, Michael. Do we know what the DA is actually asking for?
Very good evening. They're asking for the president to, within 3 months of a date that the court finds suitable, to repay the money, pay back the money. It's not the first time we've heard this phrase being used.
We've heard it all before. So
they want the money paid back, at least 15.3 million. This was the costs incurred by the state, confirmed by the state attorney from the 1st of May 2009 up until that review application in the Supreme Court of Appeal. So that is how much money the taxpayer has spent to get this civil case, the spy tape saga, to court. The criminal prosecution hasn't started yet. So you could double that figure theoretically, let's say.
And in essence, what is their argument?
Well, there, as in the presidency's argument, they're saying he was an MEC, he was a deputy president, he was a president. He's been in these public offices, and all these allegations that are mounting against him are based on his time in office. Therefore, he appealed to the presidency to say, look, I need you to foot my legal bill, but if I'm found guilty, I'll pay it back. There doesn't seem to be precedence on this. They're saying this is completely unprecedented that this happens. All of these cases are against J.G. Zuma in his private capacity, not against the Republic, the President of the Republic. And the DA's made a point about this to say, and the EFF as well, saying all of these allegations are against Jacob Zuma for corruption, for fraud, for racketeering, for money laundering. These are all crimes for which there's a personal gain. Jacob Zuma, the man in the office, doesn't gain. Jacob Zuma, the private individual, gains by this. Therefore, it should come out of his pocket.
So both the DA and the EFF are having none of this, notwithstanding what the President's office said again a couple of days ago, that there's a proviso that in the event he loses, he will have to pay back the money.
Look, so the presidency seems, this agreement that was reached with Jacob Zuma, the former president, seems to be relying on, and this is where there's some confusion, the State Attorneys Act, Section 3133. It depends on who you speak to. They refer to these certain provisions within the Act. Now, legal experts will tell you, sure, if you're a government official, you're entitled for your legal costs to be paid by the state in line with the State Attorneys Act. But the DA is saying those provisions do not, and they're saying we're willing to argue on this. We will take this to court and provide argument why those two provisions of the State Attorney's Act
do not apply in this case.
Do not apply. So it is, a date is yet to be set, but for when this will go to argument, but 3 weeks, and then they want the money back. And of course, this is a ticking time bomb because the president has already indicated that he's going to review the decision of Sean Abrahams to reinstate the charges against him. So I'm not entirely sure if you're going to have this process running parallel to that criminal prosecution, but are we even going to get there? Jacob Zuma has already said he's going to review that decision, so it may be some time. I think the DA, EFF, and the country needs to get clarity on who's paying for his legal fees before we even get to the criminal prosecution side.
Wow. Michael Appel, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Michael Appel with the latest on the DA, of course, who, as you have just heard, has indeed filed now in the North Gauteng High Court, trying to stop the state from paying Jacob Zuma's legal fees.